Revo Studios. This is your host, Jay Lott. I'm here with TheoVisuals for our first installment of Beyond the Lens. Theo, this is a guy that's pretty much the premier guy in the landscape of media, especially in the DFW, starting to be more regional, more national. Theo, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, born and raised DFW. I've been, probably filming since like 2017, 2018.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, wow. Man, let's get a little bit into your story, man. So you say you're from here? You're from the Metroplex?
From DFW, yep. From Euless.
From Euless, Texas?
Euless High School. Euless Trinity High School. Yep.
So when did you start playing basketball?
Oh, my parents. So I'm Nigerian. I don't know if a lot of people know that I'm Nigerian. So I'm first generation here. So my parents weren't really into sports when I was a kid, right? Mm-hmm. So I kind of got into everything kind of late, and then just trying to figure out the landscape. Didn't really know what was going on. So I probably started playing in maybe 8th grade, 7th grade.
Oh wow,
9th grade maybe. Yeah.
Wow.
So I got into kind of late. It wasn't like a thing, Does that make sense?
So did you end up playing, like you played in high school?
Yeah, I played at Trinity, graduated, and then I went and played at Dallas Christian College.
Like what happened after college? I mean,
so I got hurt, transferred to Texas Wesleyan, graduated with my degree in kinesiology, and then I spent some time doing physical therapy as a tech, and then while I was in college, kids started asking me, hey, can I work out with you, this and that. So I work out with them, and then I met a mentor who kind of pushed me to train. So he's like, hey man, like you're kind of good at this. I see how you're working with the kids. He showed me an app, and then I got into player development training. So that's kind of what happened. As soon as I graduated, I started training, and the video stuff came later, actually.
Let's talk a little bit about how you really take me back to the beginning of. So your playing careers, you're done with that. Mm-hmm. You start training people. Mm-hmm. Let's go to day one. How'd you get into filming?
So after so I talked to some of my peers, and they kind of helped me structure my training business to where I was only working X amount of days, right? Mm-hmm. So I wanted to make more money, but I didn't want to take away from me being able to, get in the gym with a Tim Martin, or go check out this workout over here, or go visit this school over here. So I was trying to figure out ways I can make money without having to get a 9 to 5.
Okay.
So
that's all of us, right?
Yeah, right. So I seen a dude that was at UTA, and he used to shoot music videos. And I was like, man, I could do that. I could shoot a music video, maybe charge $200.
Really?
Do 3 a week. I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I started learning how to do video. I just got on YouTube. I was like, man, how do you shoot a music video? And
so hold on. You didn't do this. You didn't go to school for any of this or anything. Like just were self-taught, pretty much.
Yeah, YouTube. Yeah, YouTube University.
Okay,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
So got on YouTube. Learn how to shoot a music video, and respectfully, I don't know if you have friends that are rappers, but it's not the best. It's not the best profession to be working with. So I really hated that. Of course, I pulled out the camera sometimes, some of the guys I'm working out with. Mm-hmm. And then one day I was like, man, let me go to a high school game and see how this works. You know what I'm saying? So I went to my first game, and it's funny.
You remember who it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's funny because, every once in a while I see Mr. Hampton, RJ Hampton's dad. And I tell him, like, you guys got me started. Because my first game was, it was at Little Elm, and it was South Grand Prairie versus Little Elm. So you had RJ Hampton, you had Trey White.
Oh, that team. Okay.
Yeah, Tyrese Maxey was there, Chris Harris.
Oh.
So yeah, that was my first game. So I went in there, filmed it, posted it. Eventually Bleacher Report reached out to like, hey, can you follow RJ, the playoff senior year, this and that. And that's when I first realized, oh, people are gonna pay me to watch a basketball game. And then that's kind of how it started. Yeah.
I mean, since then, you've been doing a lot. Obviously, you've learned a lot. Where has it taken you thus far? I mean, you start off, like you said, you're following a kid. You didn't realize that you were making money. You could make some money off of it. Where has it taken you?
So I tell people sometimes the greatest thing for me, like with filming this, is getting to be in some of those rooms, getting to sit down with, head coaches, or being at this program, and just the knowledge and the behind the scenes stuff that a lot of people don't get access to. You know, information is, you know, it's invaluable because there's a lot of stuff that people, if they saw what was happening behind the scenes or what this guy's doing, like they would move different. So I think that's been my most enjoyable part, is just being able to learn the game more, see how this is done over here versus how it's done over here in Florida. So yeah.
I think a lot of people see things and they see a TheoVisual highlight. They see a, you know, remember the mixtape scene was really coming together, and they just think, oh, you know, Theo just got up this morning and decided to come shoot cameras, you know what I mean, and just put a mix out on a kid. I think a lot of people don't understand that there's the costs. Like this is not free, right? It's not a free business. It's not like you're just picking and choosing who. How does that work? Like, does somebody contact you, or how does the pricing, like what all the different stuff you do? How does that work?
Well, back in the day, it was more, you know, you just pull up and check out the best talent. You know what I'm saying? That's really like when I started off, like I think there's probably like 3 or 4 of us in DFW. You film the best guys, and you know, just that's pretty much what it started out as. Now it's become more of a business. Parents, teams, people are looking for content and exposure. And I think you kind of have to, I mean, you have to follow that trend now because it's competitive. You know what I'm saying? So now I definitely do bookings now. So,
you do bookings now?
Yeah. So you can contact me.
Yeah,
and
where do they? How do they find you? Where do they contact you?
On Instagram. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, on Instagram.
So is that what it is? Somebody just DMs you and says, "Hey, you know, can you come out?" Or do you like post where you're going to be, or do you just kind of?
It depends. Like, I mean, it's tricky. I think now at this point in my career, I'm kind of moving away from just the one-off bookings, but people can reach out. And if, you know, I'm not a gatekeeper. Like if you need a video person or you need media, I give a lot of advice and I can refer people, like, you know, this makes more sense. He's 10 minutes from me. But yeah, so that's kind of how it goes.
So what other, you say you're kind of moving away from just what other projects are you working on? Anything, you know, particular?
So now I'm moving more towards branding, kind of helping players build their brand, build their platform, stuff like that. So more long form content. I know people probably see like the documentaries, the day in the life, more of the branding stuff. That's kind of more where I'm moving towards now. And then I'm big in the JUCO space now too with that as well.
I've seen you a lot in the JUCO space now. I mean, and it's a little bit more than just highlights. Like you said, I mean, you're really getting in depth about these players and giving coaches kind of a good idea of who these guys are as people. You know, which is, I think, important.
For sure.
Coaches do want to know, see a little bit more than just like, oh yeah,
basketball highlights.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's for a college coach, for a brand, for anybody to invest into you, they want to know who is this person, you know, and we've got the internet now, and it's, you know, for the most part, it's free. So if you can, you know, position yourself in a way to present yourself in a certain image, it can really benefit you off the court, you know, long term. So that's kind of something that I'm really focusing on now, with some of the families, players that I work with.
In your opinion, from what you've seen, what are your thoughts on the landscape of high school basketball right now?
Whose podcast was I listening to the other day? There was and I think this is like a great example. I was watching a podcast or something. And he was kind of showing like European basketball versus American basketball. Obviously, kids now are more talented than ever, right? You've got the Euro steps. You know, kids are doing things as 8th graders, 7-year-olds that high school kids probably weren't doing 10, 15 years ago, right?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody can argue with that. But I think it's becoming more of a one-on-one game, like in the high school space, just because of the trend of like training. So the kids are super skilled, and I think it's almost complete opposite of like the European game, where they kind of learn the team-based system first before they really get into their quote-unquote bag.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what I'm noticing. Like kids are super skilled. They know how to James Harden step back, this and that, but they don't know how to work with 4 other players on their team, like on the court. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's kind of one thing I've noticed. Like kids are really skilled, but they don't know how to put it together in the game.
you've been way behind the scenes in the JUCO space.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen guys struggle with that? The JUCO space, like trying to get on the floor, just not understanding what's being asked of them.
Yeah. So the thing is, sometimes people don't understand other people's perspectives, right? So as a college coach, right, my number one most important thing is keeping my job, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Yes.
And I don't think high school kids, families, sometimes they don't think about that. Like, this coach is giving me a scholarship. He's concerned about keeping his job first. How does he keep his job?
Mm-hmm.
Winning games.
Yes.
So if you can't help me win games, I don't want you, right? So you've got to be able to show a college coach that I can do things on the floor to help you win games so that you can keep your job, feed your family. Players sometimes don't understand that. So I know in JUCO, like, one thing I've learned, like, in the last 2-3 years in the JUCO space is winning is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Teams that win, coaches will recruit from those teams first versus a kid that's going off for 30 over here, but you're winning 20. So parents, players, athletes, I think that's probably the most tricky part. Maybe you were the guy in whatever school you were, now you're at a JUCO and you're only averaging 8 points, but you guys are winning all your games. That's more valuable than being at this school and losing and averaging 15.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I've noticed. Like, winning is important because you got to understand what's the purpose. Yeah.
And are you seeing a lot more older guys in junior college now? Like, like older,
Yes.
like men?
Yeah. So, and it's, this is a, oh my bad, this is a touchy subject for some people, right?
Okay.
The reclassification, right?
Okay.
But I know, I'm not going to put no names out there, but last year, there's a certain player who, went on the podcast and explained kind of why he reclassed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the overall consensus was the extra year allowed his body to grow. You've worked with, probably hundreds of kids. You understand,
Yes.
like, the difference between being 16 and 18 for some kids is huge.
Yes.
Right? So going prep, after high school and then getting another year as a JUCO kid, like, that's a big difference. There's a lot of growth. Some kids hit puberty later. They hit their growth spurt later. So 1 year can make a huge difference. We've heard the stories of NBA guys, I grew 4 inches over the summer.
They say Wemby just grew.
Yeah. So it makes a huge difference. And it's not, lifting weights. It's not like I can go lift weights for a week and be stronger. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've got to put time, your body, you've got to eat, you've got to grow. It takes time. That's not something that you can cheat. So that extra year, the extra 2 years, that's why college coaches are going after older kids, because, like, I can't put 20 pounds on you in 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying?
So I saw a stat that there's roughly 10,000 collegiate players playing every year, like 10,000 spots. And those guys already have experience at the position. I mean, this is becoming a business oriented thing now. And so for the high school guys, it seems to be pretty tough because you're trying to get into an industry. It's like when you're going to get your first job, everybody looks at your resume, says nice, and you get out of school and they say, oh, well, we want somebody with more experience, right? Well, as a high school player, you don't really have necessarily experience, playing college basketball, and then they already have 10,000 guys to choose from. I could see how that'd make it tough. So, yeah.
So it's different. It's a different time. I think this is obviously the best time to be a high school athlete, to me, in my opinion, still, because there's so many opportunities in college, exposure-wise. Like, I feel like if you're good now, people are going to see you. Like, there's no doubt about it. If you feel like you're not being seen, in my opinion, you're probably not as good as you think you are.
I'm going to give you the floor. Is there anything you feel like you want the people to know that they don't know about TheoVisuals? I know you cut the hair, got a new haircut, so you may look a little bit different, but this is the first time a lot of people are seeing you, on that side, on this side of the lens. Anything you want to, any words you want to get out to players or anybody about TheoVisuals and things you have coming up?
I have no idea. I mean, I'm accessible. Like people got my Instagram. Like, I have players reach out, families reach out all the time for advice, information. I think that's probably my favorite thing about being in the position I'm in, is I'm able to help families, athletes, even coaches. Just, sometimes it's whether it's just bridging the gap or, letting people know, like, hey, this might be what you need to do in this situation. So I like to be a resource.
Awesome. Well, Man, we appreciate you coming in, man.
I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all for having me.
First time on camera.
Yeah, this is my first interview. Where's the camera?
This is the first. This is the first TheoVisuals interview.
Yeah, it's my first one.
And J Lot had the pleasure of hosting them.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Man, thanks for coming in. Well, folks, we appreciate y'all tuning in. Like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we're out.